Is that working? I think we're set up okay. Alright, let's just see. Is the sound and everything okay? All good, perfect. Okay. Right. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. It's a relatively small project today because I'm sure everyone's got places to be. But what we're going to be doing, I'm going to be going through and sewing up this ridiculously cute little Doodle Monsters print. It's so cute. And we're just going to be making a little project pouch just for myself because I use them. There we go, we've got one here to just store. So these are actually my cable tidies that are waiting to be made, but they've just got a little clear vinyl front and little storage space. They're completely flat. I may end up putting an eyelet through the corner so I can hang them, but it's just so I can keep my bag buddies all together and not lose anything really. So that's what we're going to be working on. Right, let's locate all my pieces to start. So we will start by putting my tag on. So I haven't actually done any of my measurements today because this is all my own measurements. I made this up as I went along, so I don't need to worry about giving anything out today. So we'll just bring it and you can literally do everything along with me. So I can't even remember what measurements I decided to go with in the end, to be honest. So we went with 11 inches. So we'll put it centered about there. Just put a bit of tape on just to hold it in place. So I'm not using my fancy metal tags today because, as I say, these are just for me, so they don't need to be anything too spectacular. So we'll just start in the bottom corner and just attach our tag. Just because these tags have the holes punched in them for the corners, just try and keep it as neat as possible and start and stop in those holes. Okay, and pull my tails through as always. Oh dear, sorry, I've got a bit of a tickle in my throat today. So I apologise if it gets a little bit annoying. Right, let's work out which tail we're actually supposed to be pulling. So we want that one. This is the one we want. We'll just pull it through. And once again, you can watch me struggle to tie knots with my hands. But it's just the one knot today. It's not going to be too annoying. I keep dropping everything today. I really need to replace my snips. I've just got some new fabric scissors, but I think I should have replaced my fabric snips at the same time because they are not, on my thread snips, because they are not working for me. That's what what happens when I use them to cut duct tape. I do have more in a drawer somewhere, I just need to actually get them out. So there we go, we've got our back panel, and we've just got the little tag sewn on. So we'll start assembling our little zipper panels. Actually, what should we do? No, I'll tell you what, we'll start with our clear vinyl panel first, and then move on to the zipper. So I'm just going to run a line of tape just to tack it in place so I don't need to worry about things shifting on me. How are we doing? Is the quality a bit better because we had a bit of tech support, and hopefully my internet should be a bit more stable now and should be able to deal with the stream a little better. So I'd be interested to know how it's holding up. Right, let's check which way we're doing this. Okay, and then I'm literally, so I've just drawn a line down the centre. All good. Oh, perfect. Right, so I've just drawn a line down the centre of my zipper panel. I'm just basically basting my clear vinyl panel into place. And I'm just folding it down, trying to be as neat as possible to cover up the piece behind it. There we go, just to create a nice encased top to our clear vinyl. And then I'm going to whack my stitch length back up. And I'm just going to top stitch along here to keep it in place. Just shift that, keep it as neat as possible. Making sure to back stitch so everything doesn't come unravelled. There we go. Now we're going to prepare our piece on the other side. I'm just going to run a line along here. I swear, like all the videos I do on here, I use so much double-sided tape. I don't use that much in my everyday bag making. It just seems to be the projects I choose to do on Twitch. Take a lot. It just helps hold things in place a bit easier, especially when doing it live. So I'm just folding this in half again as neatly as possible, but this one will be encased in the binding, so it's not as important. But we still like to be as straight as possible. So there we go. Now we're going to get some more tape and just run it along here. Tape off. I'm just going to position this with the folded edge along the line of the zipper tape, trying to keep it as straight as possible, but again this is just for me, so I'm not too fussed with how straight it is. And again we're just going to top stitch this in place. It's going to be a lot of top stitching today. Ever so slightly. Okay. And trim my threads. And then I'm just going to run a second line of tape along the bottom and do exactly the same with our clear vinyl panel. I probably should have cut out 2 of these because I feel like this is going to be a very quick stream. Like quicker than my other ones, but as I say, it's Valentine's Day, so it's probably going to be a bit quieter tonight than it would normally be. Oh, stuck to me. Okay. So let's line up all these. Try and get it as straight as possible. There we go. And we're just going to top stitch it exactly the same. Actually, let's do it from the other direction to keep it even. There we go. Just trim that down. So that's what we're left with. So now we've got our gusset with our zipper tape in between and our vinyl in the middle, and the reverse just looks just like that. So now I'm going to trim my zipper tape down. And I'll make sure to melt my ends. Again, keep it from fraying. Although I'm probably going to have to trim it again in a minute when I attach it to the canvas lining. Right, now we need to remember to add our zip pull, because if you forget to do that, then it's a lot more hassle, and ask me how I know that. So this is very fiddly and not something that's best done live, but we're doing it. It'll be fine. I need to get my fancy zipper jig, get it repositioned, because I do have one somewhere. It's just bolted to my desk, but where I've moved around, it's not very accessible anymore, so we have to make do doing it by hand. Oh, I've lost it again. Sorry about this. How do you know that? How do I know what? Have I missed? I should have been keeping up with the chat a bit better. There we go. Got it. Perfect. So I'll just move that into the middle so it's out of the way. Now I will just line this up as... You asked me how I know that, so I did, lol. Well, there has been multiple occasions in which I have forgotten to attach zipper pulls, to attach pockets like completely. I've forgotten to add tags, I've forgotten to add snaps. Yeah, it happens quite a lot. And then it involves a lot of unpicking and curse words. Oh, I haven't clipped that very straight, have I? Let's adjust this slightly. So I'm just using clips to hold things in place for now. And we'll go around and trim it all down in a minute. You can never have too many clips. That's in straight. Yeah, that'll be fine. Nearly there. And then I'm literally just going to run a line of basting stitches around this just to hold it in place so I know exactly how to trim it, because I know that my lining is the size I want. So provided my front zipper panel is the same size as the lining, I know it's all going to pan out. So I'll just, although my bobbin's probably running a little low as well. So it may run out at some point around here. We're a little uneven, so I'll grab my fabric scissors. There we go. Right, let's trim this down. Square it all up. So I get asked sometimes why I don't use a rotary cutter and a ruler very often, particularly in my videos. It's because I'm very cat-handed with the rotary cutter and have cut myself several times, and I'm not very good. The rulers tend to shift on me. I don't know if it's the way I do it, if it's to do with my hands, but I always end up with things just being ever so slightly wonky. So generally I find it easier to trace out what I'm trying to do. But these were cut with my ruler and rotary cutter, and you can tell. So what I'm going to do, I've given myself 1/2 inch binding around this. So I'm just going to find, I've got a pen here. Oh, no, that one's dead. Really? Oh, there we go, that one will do. I'm just going to trace my 1/2 inch binding around the edge so I know where to place it. So, as I say, I kind of made these up as I went. So all I've done is I've worked out the size I wanted my clear pocket to be, and then cut 2 strips about 2 inches wide each by the width of the vinyl pocket to create the casing, and then took the finished size of that and cut a big piece and added 1/2 inch on all the edges. And I'm just going to fold it over to create some binding. I don't know if that explanation made any sense, but that's vaguely what I did. If you want more details, just ask and I can try and give you a better description than that. I'm just going to use tape to baste it in place. Because this is vinyl, any holes you punch in it are permanent. So I don't really want to baste and tack it down. And clips, they're okay, but I'm going to have to pin and unpin them regularly. So, and they're going to start shifting about. So tape is just much easier. And it's not that expensive, it's just basic double-sided tape, so it's not the end of the world. There we go. There we are. So I'm just going to place this down here. Lining it up. Are we still all connected okay? Because it seems that my live counter seems a little stuck. It reckons we've only been live for 13 minutes, so hopefully if you're alive out there, let me know. Or am I talking to myself? All good here. Okay, that's cool. Because my counter seems to have frozen. So, at least it's still going. And all I'm going to do with this is we're going to start on the bottom because people notice less if you mess up on the bottom. All we're going to do is fold this up to create its own little binding. And because it's raw edge, it's raw edge because I'm using vinyl. And so therefore it's not going to fray or anything. But if I was doing something like canvas or cotton or something, I would have added an inch all the way around so that I could fold it over twice and encase that raw edge. But that's one of the reasons I love vinyl. It's not going to fray on you and get messy at all. That corner needs trimming more. I've not done it very well. I'm just trying to trim this corner so that it's nice and even, but I'm not doing a very good job of it. There we go. Get that nice and smooth. And then I'll just add a couple of clips just to make sure. And then we're just going to work our way all the way around, doing exactly the same thing. I do love this print. I love the little jiggly puffs. I showed it to someone the other day and they said that it looked creepy, but I feel like that's half its charm. Right, and we're at our next corner. So again, just peel that off and we'll work on making this corner as neat as possible. See, this is where you can tell that my hands don't work normally when I'm trying to do stuff like this, because I feel like I'm contorting in all kinds of ways that probably isn't normal. But it's been so long that I forget what normal's like. Creepy isn't a bad thing. Yeah, I know, like, Look at them. They're adorable. I love them. Although I realised I've covered up a little oddish, and he's my favourite. He's adorable. There is another one over there. So, the artist that does this is one of my favourite artists. She's amazing. And you can buy prints with just the Jigglypuff and just the oddish. And the Cubones and stuff. I've actually got a couple of dresses with her artwork. Thinking about it, a lot of my most popular prints are from her. You might need to trim this slightly as well. And also, I forgot to say hello, Mr. Nibs. It's nice saying hello. I wasn't sure if you were going to be able to join us today. And then we're just coming to the last bit, so I'm going to take this one off. Hi there, can't stay long, but glad I got to stop in. Yeah, well, I appreciate it. It's good to see ya. Hope everything is going well for you. Yeah, not too swamped with the Valentine's rush. And that's the last corner. So just going to whack a couple more clips on there just to hold it. And we're pretty much there. That's sewed together a lot quicker than I was anticipating, to be honest. I should have cut out a second one really, shouldn't I? Right, let's just check my bobbin, because I don't trust it. Oh, we might be okay. Yeah, we're going to give it a go. We're going to play bobbin chicken. I'm probably going to live to regret that decision, but we're doing it. So, I'm just going to work my way around now and top stitch all the way around the edge. I'm just going to back stitch. Move my computer mouse because that's going to get annoying. Being careful on those corners to make sure I catch both layers, because otherwise it's going to end up coming undone. Just making sure I catch that. Those two layers. Make sure I pull my threads over here so that they're not going to create a horrible nest on the back. Back tack, and there we go. And we won bobbin chicken. Yeah, I really need to get new thread snips. We'll clean that up with a lighter in a minute. There we go. Right, and we're done. So we've got our little pouch all sewn up with our sort of self-encased binding. So it's just literally the back piece folded over, and it just creates a really nice clean edge. The glare from that is not doing us any favours, is it? But how cute is that? I love it. So, and then it's all ready, and I'm going to chuck all the pieces from my bag buddies in there so I don't lose any of them. So at the moment I have a million tubs dotted all over the place that I misplace and knock over all of the time. So I'm just going to get, these are a bunch of my cable ID tags that I need to punch the holes out basically. So there's a joker one. So as I say, these are all unfinished, so I still need to get my hole punch out and finish them up. Oh, we got a couple of finished ones in the bottom. So eventually they'll just have a little cutout like that. And it just means that you can ID everything under your desk. So makes life a little easier and a bit more fun. And there we go. So yeah, I'm going to be making a bunch more for myself. I may or may not sew them up on stream. So we've got a purple one, got a teal one, and then I did make myself a large size earlier today as well. So let me know if you want to see me sew up more, and I'll actually try and remember and cut out a couple for the next time, maybe a couple of different sizes or something. So yeah, I'll leave you to it. So what was that? That's about half an hour. So not bad for half an hour work really, is it? So yeah, no, thank you for joining me, and I'll let you get back to your Valentine's. I hope you all have a lovely time, and I love you all. Thank you for being here. I say bye.